Hey, everybody. Hope you are doing well. Today is August 30th, and we've got some quick birthday shout-outs we want to send. First, to the country music legend, Miss Kitty Wells, and then another birthday wish out to John Phillips, the leader of the Mamas and the Papas. Today's musical tribute actually goes out to the starter or the founder of a great manufacturer, Ernie Ball. So Mr. Ernie Ball's birthday would have been today. If you're familiar with musical instruments and guitars at all, you've heard the name Ernie Ball, primarily when it comes to guitar strings that were used by everybody from Jimi Hendrix to Jimmy Page and Paul Gilbert, Steve Vai. You get the idea. Those strings are pretty much the industry standard regarding electric guitar strings and bass strings. Ernie Ball actually purchased Music Man from Leo Fender in the early 80s, and so he became an instrument manufacturer and built some guitars for some iconic musicians like John Petrucci, Johnny Hyland, and quite a number of others. So we're going to do a musical tribute to Mr. Ernie Ball, and we don't have any audio of him playing instruments, so we're actually going to do some of his best-known artist endorsers. So first we're going to play a song by Steve Morse, and the song is called Mechanical Frenzy. Then we're going to follow that with a song by Albert Lee called T-Bird to Vegas. And then we're going to follow that up with a song by Steve Lukather called Tumescent. So without further ado, 3 songs by 3 Ernie Ball artists in tribute to the late, great Ernie Ball.
From Steve Morse's Mechanical Frenzy, we move to Albert Lee and T-Bird to Vegas. T-Bird to Vegas. Fun little country tune, right? And so from T-Bird to Vegas,
by Albert Lee, we move on to Steve Lukather and his song Tumescent. Great guitar playing in all three of those tracks. I've played signature models from all of these artists. I used to actually own one of the Steve Morse guitars in a beautiful blue burst. I really like the way that guitar felt. Its switching is a little complicated, especially the original version with the 2 single coils and the 2 humbuckers. But that's one of those things where, you know, when a guitar player designs a guitar, they're designing it for them. And then if the manufacturer releases a signature model, you know, it may not be for everybody, but it's definitely the guitar that the artist designed. And so I loved the way the guitar felt. I loved the way the guitar sounded. The switching was a little quirky for my personal tastes. And honestly, I like guitars with quirky switching, but that one was not one that sort of connected with my brain completely, but I really did love that guitar. The Albert Lee model is really unique. It's a unique body shape. It's got a very, very comfortable neck on it. It feels small because of the body shape, but it's ergonomically incredibly comfortable. Personally, my favorite of them is the Steve Lukather model. I've played every single model of Luke, from the Luke 1, 2, 3. The brand new Luke 4 just came into my shop today, and I got a chance to play that, and I was like, yep, that's a Luke. Feels great. It's unique with its 3 single coils. That's not typically something I think of when I think of Luke. I think of 2 humbuckers or a humbucker and 2 single coils. I've played some of his previous signature models, like when he did he used to do a Valley Arts guitar, and before that, there was an Ibanez Roadstar that he used to play. But by far and away, for the last 20 years, I think he's been playing Music Mans, and every single Luke Music Man I have played has been incredible. They're one of the most harmonically complete signature guitars I've ever played, and it honestly didn't matter whether it was the original models with EMGs in it or the new models with DiMarzios in them. I really, really, really love the Steve Morse model of Music Man, Ernie Ball Music Man guitars. So again, it's one of those situations where an artist has a signature model and they design it. In this particular instance, they designed it so perfectly for themselves that it actually works well for me. Whereas, the Steve Morse and the Albert Lee sort of really have their own feel and flavor to them. And again, it's ideal for the guitar player who designed it, but might not be 100% comfortable and familiar to other guitar players. I've played the Petrucci's, I've played the Highlands, I've played the St. Vincent's, the James Valentine's. I've played a lot of different Music Mans, and for me personally, by far and away, my favorite is the Luke model. With that said, this video isn't supposed to talk about guitars. It's meant to pay tribute and say happy birthday to the late great Ernie Ball, the owner of the company and the founder of the company that owns Music Man. Not to mention makes those great slinky strings that so many artists have relied upon for over 50 years. So happy birthday to Ernie Ball. If you've watched this and you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a comment. We can talk about it further. Tell me what your favorite Music Man guitar is. Do you use Ernie Ball strings? Do you have any personal stories to tell about Ernie Ball or Music Man? Be interesting to hear. Just know that I appreciate you and I wish you all well. Okay, y'all take care.